Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. Hopefully you still remember me. It's been a while since my last video. After the last episode, I said that I was going to do a little bit of work offline to start building the wall and working on our to-do list. So I have made quite a lot of progress with the wall. As you can see, I've gotten all the way over to this lake and am working my way north. So in fact, while I'm at it, I'll plop down a few more segments. I do have to put down a radar every once in a while because you're not able to remotely put down blueprints if you can't see. So once I lose vision, we'll need to put a radar down over here. And what I've been doing for the radars, so I'll just ghost one right there. What I've been doing for the radars is I just handcraft a bunch of them and then put them in my trash slots, and then they'll go into the network for the robots to pick up. Okay, I'm not making those automatically. So my plan is, I think what I'll do is I'll take this north. This is going to go right through that iron patch, isn't it? I think I'll just take it north up to about there and then come over and join with this lake here. And then that way our eastern and southern approaches will be protected. I also talked about doing a coal train, but I'm actually not going to do that because I forgot that I have this big coal patch right here. So what I did is I just upgraded this belt to red. Before this was only feeding plastic. And then I joined it up with this belt here with the solid fuel. So now we're feeding our power over here with solid fuel and coal. So I think I'll be okay with coal for quite a while. Although I might need to get some down here on the bus because I'm using coal for the grenades and for this stuff. So we may have to split this and get some more of it down here as well. But for now, that's doing okay. Okay. I set up the oil train, as I mentioned. So at the oil train, I've got 2 locomotives and 4 fluid wagons. And on each of those fluid wagons, I have a pump. And the pump pulls out of the wagon and into these tanks. So then, these 2 tanks pump into these 2 tanks, and then those pump out to the base. Okay, so these join up with this pipeline here. They come down, and they are feeding the refinery. Okay, so the refineries are running at full speed now, which is awesome. We're still consuming everything. In fact, I don't have any extra sulfur to feed my explosives right now. So I may need to step up the sulfur production at some point. I'm making a lot of batteries too. I think once my belt full of batteries gets full and starts to back up again, we should be okay. But I'm using a lot of those batteries to make turrets and accumulators for my wall and for the solar power. So, yeah. So we need a lot of petroleum gas right now. And then, so once this train is empty, then it'll go all the way up here. And then I added this section of track at a 45-degree angle all the way up here to this oil patch. I've started to build a wall. I haven't finished it yet. I need to go and finish it, but there was a big biter base right here that I blew up. That's why there's so many corpses laying around. But this should keep it fairly well protected for now. But I do need to eventually expand this wall down and close in the rest of the outpost. Okay. So up here, the pumps are, of course, feeding into the fluid wagons. Right, so the oil accumulates here in these tanks. Why is this? Why are we still sitting here? This one is not. Oh, yeah. See, this one doesn't fill up all the way because this pump is sending everything down here. Okay. I might have to change the way I distribute the oil over here. Maybe just have the same, maybe just have the pipeline go into each tank separately so it splits rather than going through all the tanks. Because this tank is not able to hold on to anything because it's getting pumped into these two tanks. When these fill up, then it'll back up and this tanker will be able to finish loading. Yeah, because I'd really rather have it load before these tanks fill up again. All right, well, I'll have to figure something out with that. It'll work. It's just that it'll make us wait a little bit. Okay. All right. Now I've been getting lots and lots of attacks over here, to the point where it's really difficult to keep up with the repairs and everything. I'm losing bots at almost every attack. You know, they're taking out belts and destroying turrets. Okay, so I put a storage chest here with some belts and turrets so that they can be replaced if they get destroyed because the bots aren't able to repair fast enough. You know, there's just a lot of enemies around here. Let's see. Now over here, I have flame turrets since I've got plenty of oil right on site. So, and it looks like we're starting a little forest fire here too. So that's, this is a lot more secure than this one down here. But what I want to do fairly soon is build this perimeter wall, probably like from right here and go north. Or maybe, yeah, in fact, maybe I'll start with this and just bring this wall south, and that should close in these mines, and I can have those with the flamethrowers as well. And then I can bring this wall over and down, and then run this wall across. I do want to get some uranium though, so maybe this will have to move north. Like if I start at the top of this pond there and go across, then I'll have the uranium inside the base. And then we'll have a nice big wall that closes the whole thing in. We'll have plenty of room to build things. And we should be practically invincible to biter attacks. Now, as I was doing all this work, I was running into a lot of power problems. I'm doing okay now, but the reason I'm doing okay is because I built some solar. So let me explain briefly how solar power works. So you've got the panels and the accumulators, right? So the panels make 60 kilowatts each. But they only make 60 kilowatts when the sun is at full strength. Okay, so in the middle of the day, or actually after the first part of the morning, they'll make 60 kilowatts. If I hover over this, you can see in the tooltip that it's making 60 kilowatts right now. And it'll continue to do so until the sun starts to go down. Now, the day-night cycle in Factorio is not exactly... It's not exactly 50-50. There's, let me see here. If you go to the cheat sheet, factoriocheatsheet.com, you can get some more information on that. In fact, I'll look that up right now. But it's something like 60 or 70%, I believe, of sunlight to nighttime. And like I mentioned before, so what we need to do is during the day, we need to make enough solar power to not only power our base during the day, but also to charge the accumulators so that they can run during the night. and there's a close to an ideal ratio of accumulators to solar panels that you need to have in order to have a constant power output during the day and during the night. So during the day, you're going to make more power than you need. And at night, if you have this constant power output, you'll have enough charge in the accumulators to get all the way through the night and still have a little bit left over in the morning, and then they'll start to charge again. Okay. And that ratio is roughly 21 to 25. Okay. So that's 21 accumulators to 25 panels. Now, what I've done is I've gotten a blueprint, which I will give you a link for. This is a blueprint. This is the fourth version of a blueprint from Matt Zuri. You may have heard of him. Matt Zuri has been a guest on a lot of Exterminators videos, but Matt Zuri is a great Factorio designer. He comes up with lots of really nice designs, in my opinion. And for a very long time, I've been using his solar array. So if you look at the totals down at the bottom of this blueprint, this is an array that has 104 panels to 88 accumulators. Okay, and if we run that into our calculator, 104 divided by 88, so that's a 1.18 ratio. And if we do the 25 divided by 21, it's 1.19. Okay, so this is very close to the ideal ratio. It's not exactly there. At some point, we might want to add some extra panels or some extra accumulators to get there, but this generally works very well. And it has a RoboPort in the middle. So the nice thing about this is that when you're ready to add more solar, all you do is you just bring it over here. You get it so that those accumulators there in the center line up. Hold down Shift so that you can put your blueprint over top of trees and rocks. And you click it down. And then your bots will immediately go to work because this RoboPort now gives them the reach they need to build the next one. All right, so you can do this remotely from map view. And whenever you think you need more power, you just plop down a few of these and wait for the bots to build it. Right, so you can see all my bots now go to work clearing out trees. And then they'll eventually start bringing over the panels and the substations and another RoboPort and so on and so forth. So really great design. Like I said, I'll give you the link to the blueprint in the comments so you can grab this for yourself, but this is what I use. Now, if you wanted to, you could just lay out a bunch of solar panels and then, next to that, lay out a bunch of accumulators and you can always achieve the perfect ratio. But I like using this design from Matt Zuri because it's really neat and it's tileable, which is a nice design feature, I think. Okay, so what else? All right, so I've been researching artillery, and it's just finished. Thank goodness. Now, because I don't need production science packs for artillery. Now, what artillery gives us is lots of nice stuff. First and foremost, we get artillery turrets and artillery shells. And we are going to use those to blow up biter bases from a distance. That'll give us, I've run out of copper up here. That'll give us some more breathing room. That'll keep biters away from our wall or the base. And anytime a new biter nest pops up within range of our artillery, the artillery guns will automatically take it out. I need copper. Why are you not running? Oh, because you're in manual mode. I think I must have done that when I traveled over there to do some repairs from biter attacks. And I forgot to turn it back on again. Okay, so copper train's on its way. We'll get this get this running again. Okay. Yeah, so let's do some more research. If I can, I need this other science pack as soon as we can, and in fact, we'll get to that fairly soon. Let's see. I can do rocket control units, but I don't really need those yet, so I think I'll do laser shooting speed. And what about laser damage? Okay, and we'll do damage. We'll do the next level of those. We could also do uranium ammo, but I'm not going to do that now because I don't really need it. We can do gun upgrades, but again, I don't really need those either because I'm not using guns so much. So yeah, so we really need to get those production science packs, the purple ones, as soon as we can so that we can continue our research. But for now, we've got plenty to do with what we've got. And what I want to do is start making some turrets and some turret shells, or some artillery shells. So the artillery shells take explosives, explosive cannon shells, and a radar. All right, so we're already making explosives and explosive cannon shells up here. Thank goodness. What I'm going to need to do is I need to get explosives in a logistics chest. So let's do this. I'll put another logistics chest here. And then I'm going to craft one filter splitter, or filter inserter, rather. And we'll set that to pick up explosives. And we'll connect that to the network and set a limit on there to, I don't know, let's say 100. Okay. Yeah. See, stuff's getting destroyed on a regular basis. That's why I really need to get that wall taken care of. Okay. So now that we have those components, what do we need for those shells? Actually, maybe I can just make them over here. I just need a radar. Explosives, cannon shells. Yeah, let's do this. We'll use this to make the artillery shells. They have a 15-second crafting time, which is rather slow, but these are extremely powerful, so that kind of makes sense. Actually, I'm not even going to put a limit on this because they have a stack size of 1. So I'll fill up this whole chest, and that'll only be 48 shells. Okay, we could use a light up here, I think. All right, and then we can just pull from there. We can pull from there. I don't need that. I don't need that. And I'll just give it all the explosives that I have. And then we just need radar. Okay, so let's put a requester chest here. Where are my requester chests? There we go. We will request some radar. We'll make it 5. That'll be enough. Okay. Yeah, and I can get this started by just throwing in those 10 radar that I already made. But then we will have to start making radar automatically so that we can continue to feed that. So to start with, the artillery ammunition is rather precious. It takes, as you can see, it takes a while to make. It takes a lot of resource to make, and at least when we first start to use it, we're going to be consuming a lot of it. All right, so let's start cranking out radars. Simple recipe: gears, plates, and circuits, just like about 90% of everything else in the game. All right, and we'll limit this. I'll limit this to 1 stack, which is what, 50? Uh-oh. My oil train is out of fuel. Okay. So we'll have to go and fix that. And then a long inserter for green circuits. We don't have any yet, so I'll just give it a stack to get things started. Okay. And that way we can get the radar taken up there, and then I'll be making radars automatically for my wall. Which we're almost ready to close off there. Okay, so let's work on refueling for the oil train. Looks like our copper situation is starting to get fixed. I don't think I ever upgraded. Oh no, I did. Okay, those belts are upgraded. All right, yeah, I did upgrade all the belts for the copper. Why is this going so slow? I didn't upgrade that part. And that caused that whole belt to back up. Okay. Let's see. Oh yes, the oil train. I think I should use my car at this point. We're going to have to go up and give it some fuel. And then we need to set up its refueling. Whoops. Nice job. Now for refueling, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make solid fuel where I'm collecting the oil, and we'll refuel the train up there. That'll make the train go faster. Okay, so this is the one that's out of gas. Whoops. All right, so I'll give that half of my coal, and I'll give this one the other half of my coal. Let's jump aboard, and that way we can ride the rest of the way up there. And then we'll go back and we'll start making some artillery turrets. Yeah, and let's fix this while we're at it. All right, so we'll just feed it this way. That way they should all fill up at roughly the same speed. Won't be exactly the same speed, but should be pretty close. Okay, so I've got one refinery that I will place right there. I'm going to set this to basic oil processing, just because I want to keep it simple. Oops. I don't want to deal with 3 different types of fluids here. That's why. All right, so we'll set that to basic processing. Get some power. All right, so that way I'm only making petroleum. And then I'll have that feed directly into here. And I'll make solid fuel from the petroleum. We'll put that out on a belt. Let's go down a little bit. There we go. Wouldn't you know it? Okay, and then I'll just put an inserter right there. Okay, and then this will be for the other one. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So that way we'll put solid fuel in for both trains. Okay, and I'm just going to press the Z key. I'll drop that solid fuel there onto those belts. All right, so that's kind of a quick and easy way just to take advantage of our oil supply over here to refuel the train. That way we don't have to run more lines of coal. Okay, so let's bring this train back. It's not empty yet, but I want to ride, and I don't want to wait. Okay, so to make the artillery, we need steel, gears, advanced circuits, all of which we have, and we need concrete, which we're not making yet, so we'll have to start producing concrete. The concrete requires iron ore, stone bricks, and water. Okay, so that's a pretty easy recipe to get done. We'll go set that up as soon as we get back to the base. This should fill up pretty quickly, and off we go. And now we have solid fuel. And the solid fuel is nice for power. It gives the train 120% acceleration, so a 20% acceleration boost, and it gives it a 5% increase in its top speed, both of which are good things. Now this is kind of again, this is a tutorial, you know, we're going up to a rocket launch and not much further. But if I were to continue playing beyond that, I would eventually want to have all of my trains powered with solid fuel at a minimum, because the speed increase is pretty useful. It just helps your trains get around the map more quickly. And then later on in the game, you can even use nuclear fuel cells. Where do you get the nuclear fuel? Let's see. Can I make it already? Oh, yeah. I can already do uranium fuel cells. No, that's not it. Okay, yeah, rocket fuel will be the next step up for the trains, and that gives you an 80% acceleration bonus and a 15% top speed bonus. And that's made with solid fuel and light oil. So rocket fuel is a great fuel to use, you know, for very late game stuff. All right, now our sulfur is beginning to be depleted. I can see now that I'm accumulating some additional petroleum in the tank. So I think I can afford to make some more sulfur. So let's add another chemical plant here once I get it crafted. Copy that recipe. Take care of the plumbing. There. And let's get some more sulfur going so that we can... Yeah, in fact, because of where I have this inserter positioned, none of this sulfur will be used to make acid. It'll all go to down here for explosives and over here to make the science packs, which we're missing out on right now. Yeah, and the fact that our plastic belt is backed up is helping us out a bit there too. Okay, so let's make concrete. So once again, iron ore, stone brick, and water. We've got stone brick right here. We've got iron ore right here. So I think it would be nice, we could set up the factory somewhere around here since we have all the ingredients close by. And then we can run some water down from one of these little ponds. All right, so let's make an offshore pump to get the water out of the ground. All right, research is done. What else can we do? Logistic slots, those are always nice to have, but I don't really feel like I'm hurting for those right now. Okay, we can do another level of turret shooting speed. And we can do another level of damage. So let's just keep that going until we get to the point that we want to do something different. Okay, so let's do, let me clear off these belts so we get the iron ore exposed. I think one of these will probably be enough. Let's see. That's got a 10-second crafting time, and it gives us 10 pieces of concrete. So we'll get essentially 1 per second. Let's do 2. I think we can do the regular inserters there. Yeah, we only need 1 iron ore every 10 seconds. Okay, and then we'll put some pipes there. And then we need the stone brick. Which we can bring over thusly. With a splitter. And for that, we're going to need 5 every 10 seconds. So again, just the regular inserters will be plenty fast enough. And then here, I'm going to use a medium power pole so that we can put our output into passive provider chests. What am I missing? Oh yeah, the water. Okay. There we go. Whoops. Let's stay up the path. Okay, and we'll put that right there. That's as far as that goes, that's fine. There. And now we should be making concrete. Perfect. Okay, and I'm not going to limit these chests. I'm just going to let them fill up. Because the other nice thing you can do with concrete is you can start paving your whole base if you wanted to. And I think maybe I will do that once we have enough of it accumulated. For now, I want it for artillery turrets, though. And we need 60 pieces of concrete for each one. Start handcrafting some gears. That's 50. Okay, that's 60. All right, so I can make 1 now. Okay, yeah, we're getting hurt over there. Okay, so maybe this would be a good place to demonstrate it. Now, here's something you need to be careful of, though. When you first set up your turrets, it's going to start clearing out everything that's within its range. But the artillery only hits the nests. It doesn't it doesn't go after the biters themselves. So what happens is it'll start to shoot up all these nests. They'll get destroyed, and then all the biters that are here will run over to attack. Okay, so you have to be prepared for the for the follow-up of you taking out those biters. Okay, so I've got now one turret, and we'll set up a little factory over here that can start crafting these in volumes. We need steel for that, so maybe this would be a good place to do it. Okay. Yep. All right, let's make another one of those chests. We'll put 5 there. We'll put that there. I'll put 3 of those long inserters. Let's see. 40-second crafting time, so yeah, actually just I think one of those will be fast enough to feed it. All right, and then we also need red circuits. Okay, and then we need concrete, so I'm going to make another requester chest. Now here's a nice trick you can do with requester chests. You can shift right click on your production building, and then shift left click on your chest, and it'll automatically put in a request for all the stuff that you need in the chest. Now in this case I only want the concrete, so I'll just right click on these other 3. Okay, so we'll get the concrete loaded there. Put a fast inserter. Actually, this can be a regular inserter on the red circuits. Okay, now how many of these do I want to make? I don't know, let's say 10 at a time. It's going to take a while, but we'll go for 10. And I think I probably need more green circuits being made. Let me check my calculator. How many was I supposed to have? Okay, 15. 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got 16. All right. Yeah, I could probably do with some more green circuits. So let's expand that. First I need to upgrade the belts feeding the copper. Okay. All right, and once you have bots, this is great because you can do all this from map view. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that turret. And we'll copy in another set of production buildings. And then I'm going to shift click and ghost in some red belt. There. And let's make sure it's in range of the roboports. It is. Okay, so that'll beef up our green circuit production. I think I'm still doing okay with 2 yellow belts on the output. I should be making, let's see, my calculator says 1350 per minute green circuits. So if I take 1350 divided by 60, that's 22.5 per second. 2 yellow belts will carry 30 per second, so I'll be doing fine on the output. Okay, and there we go. Oh, but yeah, but I'm making more than that, aren't I? 1, 2, so I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I have 20 machines. They've got a half-second cycle time. So that means 40 per second. But these level 2 assemblers have a 0.75 crafting speed. So 40 times 0.75. Yes, I'm going to be getting, with all this, I'm going to be getting exactly 30 per second output, which is just exactly what these yellow belts can manage to carry. So that's fine. We're doing good. All right. Oh, nice. And we've already got a few more turrets. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab those. And let's demonstrate what these bad boys can do, because it's pretty fun to watch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start, since we've got that base pretty close to us, over here on the southwest corner. I think we'll start over there. And I'll show you the, now there's 2 modes to the turrets. There's an automatic mode, which I'll show you to begin with. Through the trees, through the trees. Okay. I don't have any repair packs. Oh yeah, I do. Why aren't my bots repairing that? There's probably another bot coming. Okay. So when you pick up a turret and you first place it down, okay, it's telling me we're out of ammo. Let's go to map view and click here to see turret coverage. And look at that. This is the huge range that this turret can cover. Right, so it easily envelops this base. This base will become toast once we set this turret up and give it some ammunition. It's a little too far to get this one, but there's also a manual fire mode. You have to craft. Where is that thing? Ah. There's an artillery targeting remote. Okay, so you just craft one of these and you keep this in your inventory. And when you pick that up, you can see that the range of the artillery has now expanded, I think, 3-fold. Right? So now you could come and you could manually target these, for example, by clicking on them. Right? And that 0 next to it, this tells you how many turrets with ammunition are within range of where your cursor is. Right? It's 0 right now because I don't have any ammo in this guy. So so we need to give it some ammunition first. Okay, so I'll just put a requester chest. I'll tell it to request some shells. I'm going to leave it at 1. That means it'll bring 1 at a time. But the turret itself, I think it'll load up to 5 before it stops, if I'm not mistaken. So let's wait for that ammunition to get here, and then we'll see some fireworks. Gonna have to wait for the bots to make the delivery from way over here. I do have 47 in the chest. It would probably be better if you loaded some manually to get it started, but here comes the bot. Now once you clear the range initially, then they won't consume shells so quickly because it'll only fire whenever a new nest tries to get formed. Okay, and now you can see that it's moving. It fires. and boom, takes out one nest. And then when it gets more ammo, it'll keep doing that until these are all gone. But like I said, it doesn't attack the biters themselves, and it doesn't attack worms. Okay. And then if I was to use my targeting remote, you could fire one like right here, for example, and you could probably get out all 3 nests at once. So the automatic mode is not super efficient on ammo, because with manual you can, if you place your shots efficiently, you can take out multiple nests with a single shot because they have like an area of effect to their damage. But obviously the automatic mode, you don't have to do anything. You just let it do what it wants to do, and eventually these will all be gone, and then the attacks will reduce, and it just keeps your base in good shape. Okay. And here comes the next one, so we can see what happens here. Right, now it'll look for the closest one. It'll fire again. Okay. Oh, I guess it did go after the worms. I thought it didn't. Looks like it hit that worm, and then it took out this worm and these two at the same time. So maybe it does go after worms. I could be mistaken about that. All right, and then as you can see, like I mentioned before, once it destroys something, it draws aggro from whatever biters are in the area, and they'll run up and attack. So that's why you need to have a good perimeter defense before you start using artillery. Okay, so that'll continue to do its thing over there. So eventually what you would want to do is you would want to line your whole wall, right? So I might put the next one like right here, for example. In fact, what I can do is I can copy that setup, right? And I might want to put the next one kind of like right at the end of the range of that turret. Okay, so I'll plop down a second one there. And I'll let my bots place it, and then I'll just gradually place those all around the perimeter. Okay, so it'll slowly get rid of it. Now the other nice thing is that if the shells shoot outside of your visible range, it'll reveal what it's shooting at. So and especially when you're using your manual targeting, I could shoot something way out here, and you'll be able to see everything that's underneath the path of that shell as it goes out there. Remember, the shells have a radar as one of their components, so I think that's how that sort of thing is justified. We're doing good on power now that we've got solar running. Okay, and there's my other gun. I can see the lights flickering a bit as we fire. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to grab some ammo, and I'm going to go over to I'm going to grab some shells manually, and I'm going to go over to those mines and put down a couple turrets and let those fire, and I'm going to stand there so that I can help shoot the biters as they come after us. Right, so I'll just take as many as I can. It's not a whole lot, but it should be enough to get a lot of stuff cleared out. And then we'll ride over to Iron 2 so that we can hopefully reduce the attacks that are coming over there, at least until I can get my wall built. All right, this one goes to Iron 1, which is pretty close. I'll just take this train. Okay, and then I'll continue to work on this wall. Once I get the wall done, I'll here, I can get rid of this. Once I get the wall done, then we'll get into that last science pack that we're waiting for. not this train. Iron load 2. Let's go back. Once I finish the rocket, I'll do another video where I show some more advanced train setups, because this is a rather basic one that would not really be suitable for late game stuff. And I'll also do nuclear power and stuff like that. So if you're waiting for those things, please just sit tight. They'll be coming. Okay. Actually, I think I'll just start with one. I'll just throw all that ammo in there. And then, see, that's where you can see that you get visibility from the firing of the cannon. All right, and since it's got ammo, it'll fire one after another until it's done. And now it should go over and target those. Oh my God, look at that. And I only have 3 turrets in range there. Those turrets are toast. All right, so I should go up there and do the same thing. Okay. So that should help a bit. I've got 5. I'm going to take a few of those. There. There'll be some more attacks coming, but okay. So I'm just going to leave that there with a few shells so that once some other biter nests appear, it'll be able to take it out before it grows too big. All right, and then I think I'll do the same up here. Now I can't see where there are any close by to this one. I don't think they're terribly far. Yeah, here, let's do this. That'll help out. Okay, so let's see what happens. Yeah, see, that one doesn't actually have anything in range. So I think that attack is probably coming from this nest up there. So this is a good chance for me to show you the manual targeting. Okay, so I'm just going to click. My gun will fire. Oh, okay, actually the other one fired. Boom, there it goes. And then I can click there, I'll click there, and I'll click there. So you can queue up where you want your shots to go. I don't care about the worms. I'm just going to leave the worms. They can't move, so nothing to worry about. There. So we won't get any more attacks from those guys. Okay, so now I've only got one with ammunition. Yeah, this one's out of ammunition now. That one is attacking a rock. That's rather interesting. Okay, I've got 3 shots left. Is there anything else worth destroying? Yeah, we could take out these. Put a shot there. We'll put a shot there. That'll take care of those, and I think I've got 1 shot left. What should I do with it? Got lots of choices. Let's just go for this one. See how many we can get out with 1 hit. I might be able to get 4 if I place it right there. Let's see what happens. Okay. I got 3 plus a worm. Not bad. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to come and reload. Well, I'm not going to bother reloading the oil because I'm going to get... I'm going to have my main wall covering this place at some point soon anyway. So, okay, well, that's going to do it for today. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.